Widgets allow you to extend the functionality of WordPress without having to know any coding. The difference between plugins and widgets is this. A widget is a piece of code that you can add to your sidebar or footer so that they look better in some way. If we go to our site, all of this in the right side bar here, the search box, recent posts, recent comments, and more. These are all widgets. On the other hand, a plugin is a piece of code that you add to WordPress to improve the functionality in some way. So both widgets and plugins are basically scripts. Widgets get added to the sidebar or footer or even the header, while plugins get added to WordPress and change the functionality in some way. Most of your site's users will possibly never see the plugins that work behind the scenes. Plugins are not visible to your site's users, but widgets are visible. They are in the sidebar or footer or even in the header. So everyone who sees your website sees these widgets as well. To access widgets, go to Appearance, Widgets. This is the widget screen. The available widgets that come pre-installed with WordPress are on the left here. On the right here are the areas on your blog where you can place any of these widgets. Sidebar, content bottom 1 and content bottom 2. These three here, these are the widget areas. The areas where you can place widgets depend on your theme. Most themes allow widgets to be placed only in certain areas and not anywhere else. In this theme we are currently using, you can add widgets to the sidebar and the bottom of the content. You cannot add widgets to the header or the footer. You can change those settings as well by modifying the theme, but we will not get into that here. By clicking on any of these arrows here, you can either collapse these or show these. If you click on any of these, you see the widgets that are currently being used in that particular widget area. The widgets that appear in the sidebar right now are Search, Recent Posts, Recent Comments, Archives, Categories, and Meta. Suppose you want to remove this. Meta. This is where the widget is appearing on the site at the bottom of the right sidebar. We can remove the widget by simply dragging this out of this area. You don't need to save anything here. If we refresh the page, you can see it no longer appears here. To add a widget, all you need to do is drag and drop the widget into whatever area you want it to appear in. Let's suppose you want to add the calendar widget to the bottom of the content. You simply drag and drop this widget here. Let's refresh this page and scroll down, and you can see it's now appearing here. You can change the order in which the widgets appear by simply moving them around. Suppose you want the categories widget to appear at the top of the sidebar. Right now the search widget is appearing at the top of the sidebar. Let's refresh this page. And categories is now at the top of the sidebar. Just like you can change the settings of a plugin, you can also change the settings of widgets. Suppose we want the title of this to be calendar. We need to go to this widget and enter the title in this text box and save. When we refresh this page, the widget now displays the title calendar.